Just to resume on where I pick up from where I left off at dealing with. So why is Trump manipulating the DEI gains that was accomplished legislatively through the legislative branch of the government, through the judicial system of the Supreme Court, to be enforced through the executive branch of the government that has standing in law, that actually was good for the accomplishments of certain lack of diversity and historical turmoils racially between black people and white peoples and stuff like that, in terms of things being made better in a society for the betterment of everyone, regarding the working together, the inclusions, the diversity, and the economic equality and things of that particular nature, regarding this republic. Right now, the Democrats, the so-called liberals, the socialists, and the communists, to name a few, the queen, which means harlot, right? She is the queen of England. Now, when the Bible was talking about the great whore that sits on many waters, nations drunk from the fornication of the delicacies of the harlot. Does this fit the description of the real people in the real world out here, and the governments of the world and society at large, at home and abroad, foreign and domestically? Does the scripture apply? Does the scriptures apply? Someone is playing games with our heads on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? For us as the people to be sifted as wheat by the evil one. So, are you paying attention? In other words, we pay with focus what we pay attention to, which require time and energy. Are we getting our money's worth? Or are we still ending up being mentally bankrupt with no knowledge, but full of junk that don't serve the purpose of tapping into your potential with real knowledge of redemption and insight lined up with the divine realities and revelations of the bigger pictures of the scholars, prophets, apostles, messengers, reformers, and master teachers of the planet, contemporarily and historically. This can continue to read, right? The queen rules Babylon, and all the heads of the governments must bow to her. The king represents the president, who is the Dajjal. So the Dajjal in Arabic stands for Antichrist. Now, with that said, are we being led by demons? Are we being led by devils? Are we being led by Luciferians? Are we being led by Satanists? Are we being led by evil jinns? Are we being led by forces you know what I'm saying, that we think are benevolent, but yet are malevolent or disagreeable or evil in nature, to where we find ourselves in a trick bag in this game of life, where things operate like an international or intergalactic game of chess, dealing with beings of all kind of levels, where individuals is cloaked, you know what I'm saying, in human flesh, but they are spirits, you know what I'm saying, but they are actual black devils in human form, or monsters in human form, or some kind of grotesque, ugly being in human form that want to sift you as wheat. When you become food of the evil gods, where your flesh get devoured, where these particular reptilian brain eaters or monsters that's flesh eaters want to eat you as a human being, because they are cannibals in nature. Hemophiliacs, bloodthirsty demons with an appetite to eat you. You know what I'm saying? Who got sick, twisted, insane mentalities. You know what I'm saying? You got them kind of people out here in the world that's doing unthinkable, crazy shit that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? To where we see the news and other news sources riddled with behavior patterns that are truly criminal in nature, to the point where, you know, these perpetrators of these acts need to be really in them extreme prisons like Guantanamo Bay and others. You know what I'm saying? But this goes on to read, right? The king represents the president, who is the Dajjal, the Antichrist. Even though he holds the key position, he too must sit by the queen, protecting and answering to her only. Revelations 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? The king's bishop represent the paganistic religions. Methodists, Baptists, Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah's Witnesses, etc. The king's knights represent the national police. They are the national guards, the city police, and so-called civilian police. The king's rook represents the United States, or Gaul. She is the other horn of the two-horned beast. Your everyday pawns, the laymen, are being influenced by these pieces, right? Economically, Europe was an industrial giant and producer of coal, steel, aircraft, armored tanks, and other artillery. Politically, Europe fell under strong dictatorships. Russia under Lenin, Stalin, and Khrushchev. Italy under Mussolini, Germany under Hitler, England under the countless kings and queens, right? These heads of power were of the 10 horns on the image of the beast empire. So he carried me away. Revelation 17:3-9. So he carried me away in the spirit and the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And here is the mind which have wisdom. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. This quote dispels all myths and secrets concerning the harlot. From this, we are able to see that the harlot rules. The harlot rules. And the United Nations is the seat of power. The names of blasphemy are the partners they make with the names of blasphemy are the partners they make with God, such as Jehovah, Yahweh, and God. The 10 horns represent the 10 countries in power. The 7 mountains represent the 7 major powers: England, Russia, France, Germany, Turkey, United States of America, and Italy. These countries, with the addition of a few others, have come together to form one mind under the power of the United Nations, and it is no coincidence that the San Francisco's War Memorial Opera House on the same day, June 26, 1945 AD, the signing of the original United Nations Charter was signed. Now, on that note, right, where 46 flags of different nations were hung, there were international, religious, educational, and humanitarian organizations present there. Now, to resume this transmission, right, this communication, right, I'm gonna stop here and resume with this a little later. But stay in tune. Rahu Bahu Tep, positive energy activate, constant elevation. Work on keeping yourself spiritually strong and in tune with our true spiritual science that is conditioning us to stay spiritually sound with 9 mind qualification.